Haven't done a video in a long time. I had a lot of things on my mind, but something just dawned on me. Like people don't take notice to the obvious things until time passes. And I just realized something about my dog, Bullet. And I don't know if those people in Livingston County or who is actually involved because let me tell you, there's a long list of nut jobs that I came across. But I don't know if they were like keeping a track, like they had a list of birthdays, holidays, anything of meaning and value to me, and they were using that shit against me. I find it really odd that first of all, they took all my personal belongings, okay? And the guy that took it, there was fraud up against him. I found that. So they didn't do their due diligence on that guy, okay? But I was trying to get my insurance company involved in this because the cops, they didn't, they had their own little mindset made up against me. The numbers were against me, okay? And so the insurance company, oddly, was claiming that I had a meeting set up on a day that just happened to be my father's birthday, okay? Which I had no information on that. I was dealing with a separate representative and he was still collecting and gathering information. So a female, she says, well, we had an appointment scheduled and you didn't show up. It's like, first of all, if you had an appointment scheduled, all parties would be aware of it. And if you were a professional, you would have called in advance to ensure that we were all on the same page. Okay. So I don't know what game she was playing. She's the same person that in her paperwork, like a nut job, unprofessional, not even any realm of reason, put in her paperwork that my claim was denied because my dogs destroyed my personal property. Okay, as if they had the skills and ability to move all of my computers out of my home, to take my riding lawnmower, to take all my tools and my car ramps and all the boxes and move them all themselves into these storage units. So she blames my dogs, okay? It all goes back to my dogs. So, anyways, it's like a couple days later, and I'm still following up on all these action items that the insurance company has me on, okay? And my phone's not working. So I stop at my daughter's house to use her phone. I'm trying to like stay right on top of this shit. She's sleeping. I wake her up. Can I use your phone? Yeah, ask her boyfriend where her phone is. Yeah, you can use it. He knows the password. Just tell him to, log you onto the phone. I go downstairs in her house and I'm like, where's her phone? Oh, he can't find it, but he mysteriously disappears into the bathroom and locks himself into the bathroom. While he's in the bathroom, and I know he has her phone, I spot these two girls outside, like scoping her house out. So I step out on the porch and I said, can I help you with something? And the blonde girl starts running her mouth at me. And then there's a brunette backing her up, calling me mental and all this other shit. I'm like, I don't even know who you people are. And they're saying, that I left my dogs in the car. Yeah, I left my dogs in the car. I'm here to use my daughter's phone. They're fine. They're under a tree. They're in the shade. They have their water. They're just, they're all right. It's none of your fucking business. The windows are cracked. They're halfway down. I don't know what the fuck your problem is. And they must have been stalking me or some fucking thing, okay? So I get into it with them. You want to call me names? I'm gonna come right back at you. I don't know who the fuck you are. You're chasing me around. So I said, "What the hell are you, like Syrian or something? You're not familiar with this country yet? You get a problem? Like, what are you doing here? You're trespassing. Nobody wants you here. Oh, we're on the roadway. We can do whatever we want. You can do whatever you want. That's fine. But you're not going to just sit there and scream and call me names for no valid reason. I don't even know who you are. Don't even know your names." So anyways, they, get wild and drive off. It's like a tag team, okay? I can guarantee you they were either girlfriends or wives of one of the Livingston County police, the sheriffs, deputy sheriffs, or some local police, like the Geneseo uh, girlfriends, the hoes, or their wives or something, up to no good. Because they have nothing better to do with their lives than to play silly little games, okay? So anyways, I didn't get her my daughter's phone. I was like, whatever, I'll see what I can do with my phone. I don't know what's wrong with it. I drove to the Letchworth State Park, okay? They had a payphone there. It's the only payphone in like a mile, like I would say a 5-mile radius that actually works. It's in the park. So I stopped to use the payphone, dial this 800 number to follow up with my insurance company because like I'm trying to stay right on it. Then I go over and I sit with my dogs, and it's still light out. The park doesn't close until 11 p.m., okay? And I'm sitting there going, all this shit keeps happening, and I haven't even had a chance to digest the fact that my mother passed away. So I'm trying to, like, drum up some feelings to, like, it's like I'm frozen. Next thing I know, I'm swarmed by cops, and it starts with the park police, a female, okay? And they're taking me on a mental health evaluation because some little girlies, I can guarantee you, that these girls that were stalking me and causing problems for me, they were either girlfriends or wives of local law enforcement people, okay? Because they have nothing better to do with their lives, okay? They have nothing better to do. So they think, they're undercover or something, working on behalf of their boyfriends or their husbands and bringing people down as, shits and giggles, more monetary enhancement or whatever the hell it is, okay? So I get swarmed by cops and they're threatening me and all this stuff. I'm like, we just need you to step out of the car so we can talk to you. Now I've learned that, I should have just, got somebody. Well, my phone wasn't working. I couldn't have gotten somebody on the phone. But I had really no choice. I got out and they're like, we just want you to sit here and, tell us what's going on anyways. We triangulated you because of these two little beauty queens that we bang on the side, and they're all upset because you called them Syrians. Like crybaby sissy, suck your mommy's titsy type immature girls, okay? Like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, grow the fuck up. So I get put in handcuffs, get put in the back of the car. I'm going for the mental health evaluation. I think this was like round number 3. And they taser my dogs, my Bullet and my dog Bees, who were in my car. They taser them from the inside of my car. Okay? To gain control over them and my vehicle. And this is all because of 2, I'm going to say it, twats. Dirty, filthy twats. Running their mouth. And that's why I have a number 1 problem with women. They don't know how to mind their own business. They just can't do it. They're so insecure. I would say 90% of all women on the face of this planet are the most insecure beings ever known. The only security blanket they have is knowing that they can gain a man's attention. Doesn't matter if it's their man, doesn't matter if it's somebody else's man. As long as they can gain the attention of a man, that's the only security blanket they have. They have problems. And when they see somebody like me that's not male focused, I could give 2 shits less if a guy ever looked at me once, twice, or at all. And I've always been like this, even younger in my life. I could care less. A guy looking at me is not going to define me, okay? I will define myself. So I don't fit in with them because I don't need that level of attention, okay? So anyways, I have to pick my dogs up the next day at the dog pound, animal control, Livingston County. And I noticed right off the bat that my dog Bullet, she's limping. And they don't tell you that they tasered them. I could see basically out the back seat of the cop's windows that were all blackened, by the way, so I couldn't get a good look at what was going on. But the way they pulled up with a vehicle and basically picked them up with 2 hands as if they were picking up the skin of the neck and the skin of the back end and just tossed them in this vehicle, I knew they had done something to them. Not only did I have to go pick them up, but here's my route back, okay? So they drive me all the way into Rochester, some 50 miles away, okay? Leave my vehicle in the park. The doctor says to me, "Why do they keep doing this to you?" I'm like, damned if I know. I'm not a drug addict. I haven't threatened to kill somebody. I'm not suicidal, nothing like that. And she says, "Yeah, you're released." And I'm like, how do I get back? They brought me here. How do I get back? And she's, coordinated a medical taxi ride for me. And she said, the furthest they could go in miles put me in the proximity of my daughter's house. They let me off there. I ended up hitchhiking from her house all the way up to the park. And I got in this vehicle with this guy that talked all about his whole conversation and ride up there was how, in these pavilions at Letchworth State Park, that they have sexual intercourse with girls up there. And I'm just like, Jesus Christ, man. So I get to my car. I could see fragments of glass around my car. I could see the upholstery was ripped and stuff. Okay? That was the first things that I noticed, my observation. Then I go pick up my dogs. My dog Bullet's limping, and my dog Bees, it's almost like he's drugged or something. He's not recognizing me like he normally does. And then he gets in the car and he just curls up in this ball and he's almost like, At first, I was just like, he was awake all night long and he's probably tired. He didn't he passed away, okay? It was only like a couple weeks later. And my dog Bullet, she recently passed away, and I started thinking, because I think about her all the time, like I really miss her. She was with me for almost 16 years. I had her for 15 years. And last night I'm like, I just realized after I picked her up that day, how dogs always curl up in a ball and go to sleep. She didn't curl up in a ball anymore. She just laid flat. So they must have hit her spine. I know her leg there was something really bad with her leg. And I did take her to the vet, and and I told them the scenario about her getting tasered and showed the taser marks on her where they pulled the tasers out. And they just brush it off. They don't care. They don't give two fucking shits that the cops are out there writing up dog abuse reports, but they're the abusers. They're out there writing up domestic violence, reports and charging people, but they're the abusers. But my observation with Bullet is, she didn't curl up in a ball anymore, and I didn't even it just dawned on me. She must have been in pain, like internal pain and stuff from those getting hit. I know it fucks with your nervous system, but like where does this shit end? The free for all for the government employees. And then their little sidebar girlfriends and boyfriends added to the mix. And let's not forget their kids who are, through learned behavior, are the bullies too. When's it ever going to end? The cosmic cluster of shit in the United States is so heaping high. When is it going to end? Thinking about you, Bullet. Love you. I'll always love you.